Top 50 quotes about life. I'm selfish, impatient and a little insecure. I make mistakes, I am out of control and at times hard to handle. But if you can't handle me at my worst, then you sure as hell don't deserve me at my best. Marilyn Monroe. You've gotta dance like there's nobody watching, love like you'll never be hurt, sing like there's nobody listening, and live like it's heaven on earth. William W. Perky. You only live once, but if you do it right, once is enough. Mae West. In 3 words I can sum up everything I've learned about life. It goes on. Robert Frost. To live is the rarest thing in the world. Most people exist, that is all. Oscar Wilde. Insanity is doing the same thing, over and over again, but expecting different results. Narcotics Anonymous. It is better to be hated for what you are than to be loved for what you are not. Andre Gide. There are only 2 ways to live your life. One is as though nothing is a miracle. The other is as though everything is a miracle. Albert Einstein. It does not do to dwell on dreams and forget to live. J.K. Rowling. Good friends, good books, and a sleepy conscience. This is the ideal life. Mark Twain. Life is what happens to us while we are making other plans. Alan Saunders. I may not have gone where I intended to go, but I think I have ended up where I needed to be. Douglas Adams. This life is what you make it. No matter what, you're going to mess up sometimes, it's a universal truth. But the good part is you get to decide how you're going to mess it up. Girls will be your friends, they'll act like it anyway. But just remember, some come, some go. The ones that stay with you through everything, they're your true best friends. Don't let go of them. Also remember, sisters make the best friends in the world. As for lovers, well, they'll come and go too. And baby, I hate to say it, most of them, actually pretty much all of them are going to break your heart. But you can't give up, because if you give up, you'll never find your soulmate. You'll never find that half who makes you whole, and that goes for everything. Just because you fail once, doesn't mean you're gonna fail at everything. Keep trying, hold on, and always, always, always believe in yourself, because if you don't, then who will, sweetie? So keep your head high, keep your chin up, and most importantly, keep smiling, because life's a beautiful thing and there's so much to smile about. Marilyn Monroe. Everything you can imagine is real. Pablo Picasso. Sometimes the questions are complicated and the answers are simple. Dr. Seuss. Life isn't about finding yourself. Life is about creating yourself. George Bernard Shaw. Today you are you, that is truer than true. There is no one alive who is youer than you. Dr. Seuss. I'm not afraid of death. I just don't want to be there when it happens. Woody Allen. Sometimes people are beautiful, not in looks, not in what they say, just in what they are. Marcus Zuzak. Life is like riding a bicycle. To keep your balance, you must keep moving. Albert Einstein. Some infinities are bigger than other infinities. John Green. Reality continues to ruin my life. Bill Watterson. Things change, and friends leave. Life doesn't stop for anybody. Stephen Chbosky. Who are you to judge the life I live? I know I'm not perfect and I don't live to be, but before you start pointing fingers, make sure your hands are clean. Bob Marley. The only way out of the labyrinth of suffering is to forgive. John Green. When someone loves you, the way they talk about you is different. You feel safe and comfortable. Jess C. Scott. Dumbledore watched her fly away, and as her silvery glow faded he turned back to Snape, and his eyes were full of tears. After all this time? Always, said Snape. J.K. Rowling. I can never read all the books I want. I can never be all the people I want and live all the lives I want. I can never train myself in all the skills I want. And why do I want? I want to live and feel all the shades, tones and variations of mental and physical experience possible in my life. And I am horribly limited. Sylvia Plath. Finish each day and be done with it. You have done what you could. Some blunders and absurdities no doubt crept in. Forget them as soon as you can. Tomorrow is a new day. You shall begin it serenely and with too high a spirit to be encumbered with your old nonsense. Ralph Waldo Emerson. We are what we pretend to be, so we must be careful about what we pretend to be. Kurt Vonnegut. I'm the one that's got to die when it's time for me to die, so let me live my life the way I want to. Jimi Hendrix. But better to get hurt by the truth than comforted with a lie. Khaled Hosseini. The fear of death follows from the fear of life. A man who lives fully is prepared to die at any time. Mark Twain. Just when you think it can't get any worse, it can. And just when you think it can't get any better, it can. Nicholas Sparks. The one you love and the one who loves you are never, ever the same person. Chuck Palahniuk. The saddest aspect of life right now is that science gathers knowledge faster than society gathers wisdom. Isaac Asimov. I speak to everyone in the same way, whether he is the garbage man or the president of the university. Albert Einstein. How wonderful it is that nobody need wait a single moment before starting to improve the world. Anne Frank. We're all human, aren't we? Every human life is worth the same, and worth saving. J.K. Rowling. Every man has his secret sorrows which the world knows not, and oftentimes we call a man cold when he is only sad. Henry Wadsworth Longfellow. If you don't know where you're going, any road'll take you there. George Harrison. All God does is watch us and kill us when we get boring. We must never, ever be boring. Chuck Palahniuk. Sometimes I can hear my bones straining under the weight of all the lives I'm not living. Jonathan Safran Foer. This life's hard, but it's harder if you're stupid. George V. Higgins. Never doubt that a small group of thoughtful, committed citizens can change the world. Indeed, it is the only thing that ever has. Margaret Mead. Death ends a life, not a relationship. Mitch Albom. Do not read, as children do, to amuse yourself, or like the ambitious, for the purpose of instruction. No, read in order to live. Gustave Flaubert. You cannot find peace by avoiding life. Michael Cunningham. May you live every day of your life. Jonathan Swift. I wanted a perfect ending. Now I've learned, the hard way, that some poems don't rhyme, and some stories don't have a clear beginning, middle, and end. Life is about not knowing, having to change, taking the moment and making the best of it, without knowing what's going to happen next. Delicious ambiguity. Gilda Radner.